The Freemasons. The Masons originated in the Middle Ages, literally, as a labor union for stone workers. If you knew the secret handshake, it proved you were a trained expert and could demand higher wages. But by the 1700s, they stopped building walls and started building networks. It became a social club for elites. George Washington and Benjamin Franklin were members, which is why the dollar bill looks the way it does. Today, they donate millions to charity and drive tiny cars in parades. They are harmless. The Illuminati. This is the one everyone obsesses over, but the real Bavarian Illuminati was kind of a failure. It was founded in 1776 by Adam Weishaupt. He was a law professor who hated how the church controlled everything, so he started a club to promote science and reason. The problem is, he recruited too well. Powerful people joined, which terrified the government, so the Duke of Bavaria just banned them. He raided their houses and seized their papers. The order was dead by 1785. They couldn't even run a club in Germany for 10 years, so they probably aren't running the world today. Skull and Bones. If you go to Yale, there is a spooky, windowless tomb on campus. Every year, 15 seniors go inside, and they come out with guaranteed jobs in the CIA. Both George Bush Sr. and Jr. were members. So, in the 2004 election, both candidates were actually bonesmen. They also famously stole the skull of the Native American leader Geronimo. Basically, it's a networking club for people who will decide if we go to war. The Black Hand. These guys were Serbian nationalists who were tired of Austria-Hungary eating up their territory. They came up with a plan to assassinate the Archduke Franz Ferdinand, and their weapon of choice was literally just handing grenades to a bunch of angry teenagers. They sent a 19-year-old named Gavrilo Princip to Sarajevo, but he failed his first attempt because the bomb bounced off the car. He gave up and retreated to a nearby street corner to figure out his next move. But then, the Archduke's driver took a wrong turn and stalled the car right in front of him. Princip couldn't believe his luck. He pulled out a gun and fired 2 shots. He accidentally started World War I. It remains the only time in history a wrong turn has caused 20 million deaths. The Knights Templar. In movies, these guys are guarding the Holy Grail. In reality, they were warrior monks who invented banking. They started in 1119 to protect pilgrims, but they realized it was dangerous to carry cash, so they let you deposit gold in London and withdraw it in Jerusalem using a signed note. They got filthy rich, which made the King of France jealous. He owed them money and didn't want to pay. So, on Friday the 13th, 1307, he had them all arrested and burned at the stake for a cicher or au infpau. That is essentially why Friday the 13th is still considered unlucky today. Bohemian Grove. This is basically a summer camp for the most powerful men in the world. Every July, Republican presidents and oil tycoons meet in the California woods to get drunk and pee on trees. We have actual photos of Nixon there. He was later caught on tape calling it the most goddamned thing you could ever imagine. The highlight is the cremation of care ceremony, where they worship a giant 40-foot concrete owl. Conspiracy theorists think they are sacrificing humans, but they are actually burning a puppet that represents stress. The Rosicrucians. Back in the 1600s, Europe went crazy over 2 anonymous books claiming there was a secret order of alchemists. The book said they had secret knowledge to fix the world. Intellectuals everywhere tried to join. But there was a problem. The order probably didn't exist. It was likely a literary prank or an allegory that got out of hand. Basically, the 17th century version of Slender Man, Opus Dei. The Da Vinci Code made these guys look like Catholic assassins. They aren't. They are a strict Catholic institution founded in Spain. They focus on holy living in daily life, but they are controversial because some members practice mortification of the flesh. They wear a spiked chain around their thigh for 2 hours a day to remind them of Jesus' suffering. It's intense and maybe a little weird, but they aren't murdering Tom Hanks. The Thule Society. This was a German occult group started in 1918 that believed in ancient Aryan myths and magic. They sound like comic book villains, but they were terrifyingly real. They sponsored the political party that became the Nazis. Rudolf Hess and other top-ranking officials were members. Basically, they mixed racism with astrology. Hitler himself wasn't a member, but he used their ideas to build his ideology. So yeah, 10 out of 10 danger rating. Propaganda do. If you want a real shadow government, look at Italy in the 1970s. P2 was a Masonic lodge that went rogue. They recruited heads of the Secret Service generals and media tycoons. They were involved in the collapse of the Vatican's bank. The bank's chairman was found hanging under a bridge in London. It looked like a suicide, but his pockets were filled with bricks. The P2 lodge was dissolved, but many think it just changed names. Cicada 3301. In 2012, a mysterious image appeared on 4chan looking for highly intelligent individuals. It led to the hardest puzzle hunt in internet history. It required solving cryptography, reading Mayan numbers, and visiting physical locations. A few people solved it, but they disappeared. We still don't know who ran it. Was it the CIA recruiting hackers, or just bored cyber anarchists? The internet is still arguing about it. The Bilderberg Group. Finally, the boring one that conspiracy theorists love. Every year, about 150 political leaders and industry experts meet in a luxury hotel. No reporters allowed. Critics say they are plotting a new world order. Members say they are just talking about trade tariffs off the record. The truth. It's probably just a networking event for people who run the world to agree on things without us knowing, which honestly is scary enough on its own. So no, they're probably not lizard people, just very powerful humans.